من ربك ربي الله ما دينك ديني الإسلام.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Deen Matters Family Edition. And just a reminder, this is a family show, so we're mindful of who's watching. Now, we're talking about love. Love is something that's hard to find, but even harder to maintain. So Dr. Slimi, how can we maintain love?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Love is something beautiful. It's basically something you feel in your heart that makes you happy when you see someone, another person. We love nature. When we see trees, we see nice weather. We love the sun. We love to see the sky, the aurora, the different, natural manifestations. They bring us joy. They cool our eyes. All that makes us feel relaxed and feel good about ourselves and our environment is one way of love. There is another way you feel love is when people encourage you, people support you, people stand with you, people give you something if you need it. If you're a poor person and people feed you with a smile, that's love. It's not just feeding you, throwing food to you. Love is expressed and manifested in different ways. Now, the question is how to keep that going. You have to keep the ingredients. So when we do things, and I always say, before you decide to pray, it's good to pray until you reach a level where you love to pray. So before you do your salat, you should be eager to pray. The Prophet ﷺ would say to Bilal, telling him to make adhan, "Arihna biha ya Bilal." Let's find our comfort in salat. Let us go to comfort. They were looking, وَجُعِلَتْ لِيَ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِ فِي الصَّلَاةِ. Allah has made something so dear, lovable to me in salat. So you see, the love of the act itself preceded the act itself. So this is very important. But when it comes to a human being, it's the same thing. People ask me, what is love from Islamic perspective or in general? I always say love is when you want to live. When you see the people and you want to live. Not you want to die. That would be the opposite. So love and live are very close. I and O. Like power, on. So basically, to maintain love, you need certain ingredients. Number one, commitment. Number two, you find pleasure. So if you say, I love someone, but now I don't love them as I used to. We ask you why. You say, oh, they said something bad about me. But you wouldn't say that about your parents. You wouldn't say about people that you have experienced deep love with. But people say that between husbands and wives. See how different love, conditional, unconditional, and all of that. All of these terminology is really irrelevant. What's relevant, do you still have those ingredients such as commitment, a sense of support, a sense of comfort and peace, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned? Do you still find them in those people? So why would someone say, oh, I don't love her as I used to? Why? Oh, she said bad things, or she cheated, or she lied, or he. There are things that maintain love. Love has pillars. And the pillars of love, we already talked about them before. Sense of peace, sense of trust, communication, and minimum, which is respect.
Now, Dr. Slimi, when you work out, you want to have exercises to build your muscles. Are there exercises that we can do to strengthen our love?
That is a beautiful example you brought up here. How do people lose muscles when they don't work out? Literally, if someone who goes to the gym every day, if he stops 1 month, he will lose it. And that's how, maybe it depends on the age. But it's true. Love is like that. You need to exercise. So how do we exercise? Renew the commitment. Some people get bored. Make your relationship always something that is exciting. Look forward to it. I always say to family members, don't be face to face all the time. Get busy doing things and come and relate your experience. Whether you go to work, whether you go to the market, whether you cook or you go to school, come and relate and bring into the table something and consult and talk about your life. It's very interesting to give others your perspective, and that actually enhances the relationship. And very often I say this to parents, have supper with your children, have dinner around the table. It's not only about the food, it's about eating and discussing every day, 5-10 minutes after dinner, throughout the dinner. And you may not have dinner every day because you're working or you're busy, but make sure every week, at least a couple of times, you discuss things. I say for Muslim families, have a halaqah, a Quran study, one verse, what do you think, and this and that, study it, hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These things actually cement and bond family members.
Now, speaking of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is there something that he did that we can learn from to help strengthen our love?
Yes. Number one, he told people to verbally say to each other, I love you. And he gave good news for believers on the day of judgment, that those who love each other sincerely of Allah and they reveal it to each other will be under the shade of Allah. He mentioned the 7 categories. He also said that the people who love truly, sincerely one another, they will be on high pedestals on the day of judgment. They will be envied by prophets and martyrs. That shows you the power of love. He also himself would say nice words to his wife, but also involve them in decision making. He would consult them. He would even on matters related to ruling, to the state, to the affairs of the ummah. He would seek the opinion of the women, of the children, of the youth. He would engage. So this engagement is not only one way, it's 2 ways. Engaging them, you give them value. Here is the Prophet ﷺ, the ruler, the prophet, the one who received the messenger of God, who received the message and revelation. Engage in other people. How would you feel if a king tells you, Max, what do you think of this? What do you think I should do? You feel that he gave you value. You have the self-esteem is going to go up. Not the ego. You would see that you're appreciated. You would respect the king. These are the things that people in leadership, especially leader of household, the father or the mother, or the employer or the teacher, these things that make us, give us, support, and we love those people. Why do we love our teachers? Why do we love our parents, our grandparents? It's because they did show us the way in a very beautiful way, as Allah told us to do.
Thank you, Dr. Slimi, for reminding us that love is to be cherished and something to work on every day. Thank you for joining us here on Deen Matters Family Edition. Hit the subscribe button and leave your comments down below. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.